Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. You are the hero of your own story, even if you don't see it yet. Somewhere deep inside, there's a quiet but persistent voice that refuses to be silenced. You've heard it before, haven't you? Perhaps in fleeting moments, when the rush of life paused just long enough for you to notice. That whisper, subtle yet certain, asks questions that won't let you go. What if I could write something meaningful? What if I dared to share my story, my voice, my truth? What if I am capable of more than I believe? If you've picked up this book, chances are you already know the truth. That whisper isn't just a passing thought. It's a call. It's the beginning of your journey, a summons to step into the role of the hero in your own creative life. Right now, you might not feel like a hero. You might feel stuck, small, uncertain, or even afraid. That's okay. Every hero begins their quest in exactly the same way, at a threshold, faced with the unknown, unsure of their worth, but with a spark of something unshakable inside them, a hope, a need, a dream. You've likely encountered moments that felt like failures or challenges too big to overcome. The blank page that stares back at you like a taunt. The project you abandoned because the words didn't come out right. The doubt that creeps in, telling you, who are you to think you can do this? These obstacles might feel unique to you, but let me assure you, they're not. Every writer has faced them. Every creator has wrestled with self-doubt. Every hero has questioned their ability to rise to the occasion. The difference is heroes keep going. Let's stop here for a moment. Take a deep breath and let this sink in. You've already begun. Just by picking up this book, by feeling that pull towards something more, you've started your journey.
That is no small thing.
The act of answering the call to write, of even wanting to write, is the first step in your transformation. And like every epic adventure, this one will have its highs and lows. There will be moments when you feel unstoppable, and there will be times when you want to give up. But in the end, if you stay on the path, you'll emerge changed, stronger, and most importantly, a writer. Because that's who you are, a writer. You may not feel like it yet, but it's true. Writing isn't about having a book deal or a finished manuscript. It's about the act itself, the courage to express yourself, to create, to persist. You're already living the writer's life, even if it doesn't look the way you imagined. And this book is here to help you fully embrace that role. Every great story has a structure, a map that guides the hero from where they are to where they need to be. The hero's journey is universal. An ordinary person is called to adventure, faces trials and challenges, conquers their fears, and ultimately transforms into something extraordinary. What makes the hero's journey so powerful is that it mirrors the human experience, and as a writer, it mirrors your journey too. Right now, you're standing at the threshold of that journey. You're in what some call the ordinary world, the place where things feel familiar, but maybe unfulfilling. There's a part of you that knows there's something more, something waiting to be discovered, and that knowledge has led you here. Ahead of you lies the unknown, the blank pages, the unexplored ideas, the stories you've yet to tell. It's exciting, isn't it?
And also terrifying.
But here's the thing. The fear you feel is not a barrier. It's a compass. Fear shows you what matters most to you. It signals where the stakes are highest and where the rewards are greatest. Every hero feels fear when they step into the unknown. What makes them heroic isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to face it, to move forward anyway. And that's exactly what you're going to do. This book is your guide, your mentor, your ally. Together, we'll navigate the trials ahead, the inner critic that tells you you're not good enough, the distractions that pull you away from your work, and the self-doubt that makes you question your worth. We'll unpack these challenges, look them in the eye, and find ways to overcome them. Because here's the truth, every obstacle you face is part of the process. They're not signs that you should stop, they're invitations to grow. Think of the blank page, for example. To many, it's an enemy, a reminder of everything they haven't done or don't know. But what if you saw it differently? What if you saw it as a gift, an open space, infinite with possibility, waiting for you to leave your mark? That shift in perspective changes everything. The challenges you face as a writer aren't here to defeat you. They're here to shape you into the writer you're meant to be. And let's not forget about the joys of the journey. The thrill of a new idea sparking to life. The satisfaction of crafting a sentence that feels just right. The moments when the words flow effortlessly, as if the universe itself is speaking through you. These moments are what make the journey worth it, and they're waiting for you, just beyond the first step. As we move forward, we'll explore the tools and strategies you need to sharpen your focus, conquer your demons, and unleash your full potential. But before we do, let's take a moment to honor where you are right now. Because even if you don't feel like it yet, you've already done something extraordinary. You've answered the call. You've acknowledged the voice inside you that says, I want to write. I need to write. I can write. You are the hero of your own story, and your journey has just begun. The path ahead won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Because at the end of this journey, you'll not only have the tools to write the stories you've always dreamed of, you'll also discover a deeper truth about yourself. You'll realize that you've always had what it takes. You'll see that the hero you've been searching for was within you all along. So, are you ready to begin? The page is waiting, and so is your story. Let's take the first step together. Introduction: Embarking on your hero's journey. Kendra Levin begins her book with an invitation to see yourself as the hero of your own creative journey. Drawing inspiration from Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, Levin presents a framework for writers who are looking to overcome self-doubt, procrastination, and creative obstacles. Levin's warm and conversational tone makes it clear she's been where you are, stuck in the weeds of a project, overwhelmed by the blank page, or questioning if you're good enough. The key, she says, is recognizing that these challenges are part of the hero's path. She frames writing as a deeply personal and transformative process, encouraging readers to embrace both the struggles and triumphs that come with it. This section sets the stage beautifully, leaving you with one critical realization: you're not alone in your journey. The introduction feels like a pep talk from a wise mentor who truly believes in your potential. Chapter 1: Call to Adventure. The first step in your writer's journey, Levin explains, is answering the call to adventure. This is the moment when you feel the urge to write, a tug deep within you to create something meaningful. But, as Levin emphasizes, answering this call isn't always easy. Self-doubt and fear of failure often creep in, holding you back from stepping into the unknown. Levin provides relatable examples of writers who hesitated to start their projects because they didn't feel ready or feared they weren't talented enough. Her advice?
Start anyway.
She likens this phase to the classic hero's moment of hesitation before embarking on their quest. To help you push past the stage, Levin offers practical exercises. One standout exercise is writing a letter to yourself from your future self who has already completed the project. What advice would this version of you offer? This exercise immediately shifts your perspective and makes the goal feel more achievable. By the end of this chapter, Levin has you convinced. The world needs your story, and it's time to answer the call. Chapter 2: Meeting your mentor. Every hero needs a mentor, and as a writer, you'll need guidance too. Levin dives into the importance of finding mentors, whether they're real-life figures, authors you admire, or even fictional characters who inspire you. She encourages readers to actively seek out role models who embody the qualities they aspire to develop in their own writing journey. This chapter is filled with heartwarming anecdotes about writers who found their mentors in unexpected places. Levin also shares her own experience of finding mentorship through books and workshops, showing how mentorship isn't always a formal process. It can come from anywhere, even within yourself. Levin introduces the concept of the inner mentor, a voice of wisdom within you that can guide you when external help isn't available. She provides a visualization exercise to help you access this inner guide, which is both empowering and grounding. By the end of this chapter, you'll feel equipped to lean on both external and internal sources of wisdom, knowing that support is always within reach. Chapter 3. Crossing the Threshold. This chapter focuses on the pivotal moment when you commit to your writing journey and step into the unknown. Levin explains that this stage often comes with resistance, both internal and external. Maybe it's fear of criticism, time constraints, or the voice in your head telling you you're not good enough. Levin normalizes these fears, reminding readers that every hero feels trepidation before crossing the threshold. She offers practical strategies to deal with these barriers, such as setting small, achievable goals and creating a ritual to mark the start of your writing time. One particularly inspiring section of this chapter highlights the bravery required to take that first step. Levin compares it to the moment Frodo leaves the Shire or Harry Potter boards the train to Hogwarts. By framing your decision to write as an act of courage, she helps you see it as something heroic and significant. Chapter 4. Facing the Trials. Once you've committed to your writing journey, challenges inevitably arise. Levin describes this phase as the stage where writers face their demons, procrastination, self-criticism, perfectionism, and fear of rejection. She addresses each of these obstacles with empathy and practical advice. For procrastination, Levin suggests a simple trick. Start small. Even if you only write for 10 minutes, you're making progress. For perfectionism, she advises embracing the messy first draft as a necessary part of the creative process. You can't edit a blank page, she reminds readers, a mantra that feels like a comforting hug on a tough writing day. Levin also introduces the idea of the inner critic as a character in your story. By personifying this voice, you can start to distance yourself from its negativity. She provides an exercise where you write a dialogue between yourself and your inner critic, a technique that many writers find liberating. This chapter feels like a toolbox filled with practical solutions for the challenges every writer faces. Levin's compassionate tone makes you feel like she's right there with you, cheering you on as you tackle your trials. Chapter 5. Allies and Enemies. Just as every hero meets allies and enemies on their journey, writers encounter supportive figures and antagonistic forces. Levin encourages readers to identify their allies, friends, family, writing groups, or even online communities. She stresses the importance of surrounding yourself with people who believe in your vision and can provide encouragement when the going gets tough. On the flip side, Levin discusses the enemies that can derail your progress. These might be external distractions, toxic relationships, or even your own negative habits. She offers strategies for dealing with these obstacles, from setting boundaries with unsupportive people to creating a dedicated writing space where distractions are minimized. One particularly moving section of this chapter focuses on gratitude. Levin suggests taking time to thank your allies, whether it's through a simple note or a heartfelt conversation. This practice not only strengthens your connections, but also reminds you of the support system you have in place. Chapter 6. The Dark Night of the Soul. This is the chapter where Levin gets real about the inevitable lows of the writing journey. Every hero faces a moment of despair when the odds seem insurmountable, and for writers, this often manifests as writer's block, burnout, or a crisis of confidence. Levin shares her own struggles with these moments, making it clear that even seasoned writers aren't immune to self-doubt. But she also emphasizes that the dark night of the soul is a turning point. It's where the hero discovers their inner strength and recommits to their journey. To help readers navigate this phase, Levin introduces mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing and journaling to process feelings of overwhelm. She also encourages taking a break if needed, reminding readers that rest is a vital part of the creative process. Chapter 7. The Transformation. Having emerged from the dark night, the hero undergoes a transformation. For writers, this is the moment when you begin to see yourself not just as someone who writes, but as a writer. Levin discusses the importance of owning your identity and recognizing the growth you've achieved through your struggles. She provides exercises to help you reflect on your journey so far, such as writing about how your relationship with writing has changed since you started. Levin's warmth shines through in this chapter as she celebrates the progress her readers have made, no matter how small it may seem. Chapter 8. Returning Home. In this chapter, Levin describes the hero's return home, where they share the wisdom they've gained from their journey. For writers, this means putting your work out into the world, whether that's submitting to publishers, sharing with friends, or self-publishing. Levin acknowledges the fear that comes with sharing your work, but encourages readers to view it as an act of generosity. Your story, she says, has the power to inspire and connect with others. By sharing it, you're completing your hero's journey and starting a new one. She ends the chapter with a heartfelt reminder. The hero's journey is cyclical. Each project you take on will lead you through these stages again, helping you grow as a writer and as a person. Chapter 9. The Elixir of Creativity. In this chapter, Levin delves into the idea of creativity as the elixir, the magical reward that heroes receive after completing their journey. For writers, this is about the fulfillment and satisfaction of having created something meaningful. Levin reminds readers that creativity is not just the final product, but the act of creating itself. She shares personal anecdotes and stories from other writers who found deep joy not just in finishing their work, but in the process of writing, the hours spent immersed in their own imaginative worlds. Levin encourages you to recognize the intrinsic value of your creative work, even if it doesn't immediately lead to external validation. To enhance creativity, Levin introduces exercises like free writing without judgment, which allows ideas to flow without the constraints of perfectionism. She also discusses the importance of rituals, whether it's lighting a candle before writing or setting aside a specific time each day, to signal to your brain that it's time to create. Levin's conversational tone in this chapter is especially inspiring as she reminds you that creativity is your gift to the world and to yourself. Chapter 10. Conquering the Fear of Sharing. Levin dedicates this chapter to the anxiety many writers feel when sharing their work with others. Whether it's fear of rejection, criticism, or simply vulnerability, the thought of putting your writing into the world can feel terrifying. Levin tackles this topic with great empathy, acknowledging how difficult it can be while also encouraging you to move past those fears. She shares actionable strategies, such as starting small, sharing your work with a trusted friend or a supportive writing group before submitting to a larger audience. Levin also discusses the value of rejection, framing it not as a failure but as an inevitable part of the writing journey. Each no brings you closer to a yes, she reminds readers. One memorable exercise Levin suggests is writing a letter to your future readers, envisioning how your work might impact their lives. This shifts the focus from fear to the potential positive ripple effects your writing can have. By the end of the chapter, you feel equipped and motivated to take the leap and share your voice. Chapter 11. Writing as a Lifestyle. Levin transitions into a broader discussion about incorporating writing into your daily life. For many, the challenge is balancing writing with other responsibilities, like work, family, and social obligations. Levin offers practical advice for making writing a sustainable habit, even in the busiest of schedules. She advocates for carving out time consistently, no matter how small, whether it's 15 minutes during lunch breaks or an hour early in the morning. Levin also emphasizes the importance of self-care, reminding writers that burnout is counterproductive to creativity. This chapter is filled with tips for creating a balanced routine that honors your writing while leaving room for rest and play. Levin also touches on the importance of community, encouraging writers to seek out like-minded individuals who understand the creative process. Whether it's joining a writing group, attending workshops, or simply connecting with other creatives online, having a support system can make the writing lifestyle more fulfilling. Chapter 12. The Never-Ending Journey. The final chapter of the book focuses on the cyclical nature of the writer's journey. Levin explains that just like the hero's journey, writing is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Each new project brings its own challenges, lessons, and opportunities for growth. Levin encourages readers to reflect on their progress and celebrate their victories, no matter how small. She provides a guided journaling exercise to help you assess where you are in your journey and where you'd like to go next. This reflective practice helps you see writing not just as a goal, but as a lifelong adventure. She ends the book with an uplifting message. The hero is always evolving. Your writing journey is never truly over, and that's what makes it so rewarding. By embracing the ups and downs, you can continue to grow as both a writer and a person. Final reflections. The hero's legacy. In a brief closing section, Levin talks about the legacy that writers leave behind. She encourages you to think about the impact your words can have on readers, both now and in the future. Writing is not just about personal fulfillment, she says, it's about contributing to the collective human experience. This final note feels like a call to action, urging writers to keep going despite challenges, because their stories matter. In conclusion, through its mix of practical tools, emotional insights, and storytelling, The Hero is You offers a holistic guide to the writing process. Kendra Levin's use of the hero's journey framework not only makes the book relatable and engaging, but also empowers writers to see themselves as brave, resourceful, and capable. This is more than a book about writing. It's a book about transformation, resilience, and embracing the creative path with courage and joy. Read the book to learn more. If you're liking this series, please subscribe and press the like button. Thank you.